Good evening, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Wednesday Nights 40k show. I'm sorry I'm late. I had to put the children to bed and time ran away from me a little bit. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Welcome back to the 40k show. Thank you for joining us. Big shout out to everybody who's already in the chat. Thank you so much, beautiful. 130 people before I was even live. That's amazing, right? Thank you so much. Although that might be partly because I was late. Right. Big shout out to Nordost and to Yeston, who've also gifted memberships already as well. You fucking heroes. Thank you so much for that. It's an incredible way for supporting the channel. What you can also do if you want to is hit all of those magical YouTube buttons for me. So smash that like button. 100 plus people in chat. Smash that like button straight away. Let's get to 100 immediately. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. YouTube is showing me that everybody's watching this on demand. 30% plus of you are not subscribers. You're not listening to me. Just press that button. Super easy. It's free. Costs you nothing. And then obviously if you want to be notified every time we go live, make sure you hit that bell notification icon. Now chat. Tonight is a touch of a confession. It's almost borderline an apology to GW, right? And I don't like doing these sorts of things. What it is essentially is a man doing what a man doesn't like to do, putting his hands up and saying he was possibly slightly wrong. So if you watched the review of Codex World Eaters, which we did live, and if you watched any of the content that we did to start with, angry about Angron, etc., I was pretty negative on the whole. Now, I think part of the reason for this is simply because...
Good evening, you big hairy yak.
Thank you.
Kissing face.
It's simply because World Eaters have been a staple army of mine for a very, very long time. A very, very long time. And so when I read them and I looked at them and I thought, I've lost so many units. I've lost access to so many things. I've lost access to things like stratagems that were useful. I've lost access to lots of relics. I've lost access to lots of warlord traits. I can't make super killy characters. Joe has said forever, one of the bonus things about Codex Chaos Space Marines is simply the fact that you can build lots of super fun killy characters with relics and warlord traits. And I can't do that in Codex World Eaters. So I was a little bit salty. And I was a bit annoyed, and I thought actually the Codex wasn't all that good. And I also was very concerned that it wasn't going to be that fun. And that was a legitimate concern of mine. It wasn't going to be that fun. And I looked at the fact that, you know, Berserkers looked good, and 8-Bound looked good, but that wasn't enough variety for me to be enjoying a faction. If we look at some of the other armies that I love, for example, Craftworld Eldar, right? Craftworld Eldar have a massive book, access to tons and tons and tons of units. They've got lots of units that can do similar jobs to other units, and so you can kind of tailor it to your particular taste, to the things that you like, the look of, the things that you like the aesthetic of, the things that you like the narrative of. World Eaters kind of stripped a load of that away, and so I was pretty negative about them. We can also talk about Angron a little bit. I was hyper negative about Angron. He has definitely been one of my perhaps biggest mistakes, I would say, in terms of my opinion on him and how good he was. I thought he just wouldn't see play at all. I'm here to say, you know, I was probably wrong about him also. So I've now played 5 or 6 games with World Eaters. Okay, I have enjoyed every game I've played with World Eaters so far. They have been lots of fun, and it's actually really good fun as a player to put an army on a table and not really have to worry about a shooting phase, not have to worry about a psychic phase, and just do the thing that I love to do. Movement shenanigans, movement manipulation in the fight phase, and fighting in close combat. It's one of my favourite things. It's one of the things I love the most. And so in that regards, they're actually proving lots of fun.
Feed your kids already smile.
Thank you, Ken, your hero. In that regards, they're proving lots of fun. I don't have a super stressful time at the tabletop. I don't have a stressful time in worrying about psychic tests and psychic powers. I don't have a stressful time in worrying about shooting guns, etc. All I have to worry about is moving, charging, fighting. That's all I really have to worry about. And the manipulation of movement during the fight phase, essentially, as in piling in, consolidating. Right, that's less to worry about than normal for normal armies. If you look at certain other factions out there, like Gene Stealer Cult, some of the more complicated factions, Adeptus Mechanicus, etc., they have tons of things to worry about. Tons of layered rules, tons of auras. They don't have to worry about the World Eaters' auras all that much. If I'm honest with you, on the whole, I just haven't been benefiting from reroll hit rolls and reroll wound rolls of 1 auras with my army at all. The only aura I've actually really worried about in all the time I've played them so far is the additional movement to core units that I get from Lord Invocatus. That's the only one I've worried about. So in terms of rules layers, it's significantly less complicated. Just don't have so much to worry about. Looking at the secondary objectives, now one of the things I really didn't do is look at the secondary objectives inside the new Warzone mission pack. And what I did decide to do, simply because they were World Eaters ones, because I'm not a super competitive player, was I just take all the World Eaters ones. Actually, they synergize really well. They've been a lot of fun as well. They're not that complicated. They're not too difficult. Drown in Blood is a more complicated objective for me to score, simply because I don't take tons and tons and tons of things like single spawns or cultist units. But on the whole, the secondaries are just actually quite easy. Takes the stress out of picking secondaries. I just take the 3 World Eaters ones. I mean, the only time I'm probably not going to do that is if I was to come up against something like Imperial Knights or whatever. It seems that in Tempest of War, they've done very well. Like, they don't seem to have any problem scoring any secondaries in Tempest of War. So on the whole, the army's been a lot of fun, and it scored well every time. Scored high. So I may have to apologise to GW about this Codex. There is a couple of caveats with this apology, however.
As a Red Corsairs player in love with the charge and fight phase, I'm tempted to have a go with World Eaters.
I think you'd enjoy it, Will. I think you enjoy it. They work slightly differently to Red Corsairs, obviously, but because of the units you get access to, I think you would absolutely enjoy it. I am going to add a caveat, right? So although this is a potential apology to GW for me slamming a Codex that I'm now really fucking enjoying and is currently the only Codex I want to play, I have some caveats, and that is that I still think they stripped far too many datasheets out of the book. So as much as it is simplistic now and it's easier to run this Codex at the moment, I still think they stripped too many datasheets out of the book. Why they removed a Chaos Lord on foot from the World Eaters Codex is beyond me. Why they don't give us access to things like Havocs, etc. is beyond me, because narratively they make sense. I feel like the stripping of certain units out of that Codex was more of a you have to buy more of the new stuff than anything else, because it doesn't make any narrative sense why they've done this. So that's a problem for me. I still have an issue with a couple of stratagems. I don't like the Psychic Power stratagem being a CP and then having to roll a 4+. And I don't like Smokescreen as a stratagem because it's utterly pointless, I think, on the whole. And most people just aren't going to use it. When you've got access to Fight on Death, to interrupt, to heroically intervene as stratagems, you're just not going to spend any CP on Smokescreen. So there are some caveats where I'm not going to back down, and I do think I stand by those particular statements. But on the whole, I'm actually loving this book. I'm having lots of fun with it, and my opponents aren't having such a great time. Not because it's not fun to play against, but because the army's really strong. I mean, it really fucking claps. So, hey, maybe it's not that terrible after all. Maybe it's not that terrible after. In fact, I've just trolled Boxy over on the Vanguard Tactics stream and told him that he's meta chasing because he's now running World Eaters. And I ran World Eaters when they weren't cool. It's a fact. I ran them when they weren't cool. Anyway, that's it. That's the confession, right? I may have been wrong about Codex World Eaters. I actually think they're better than I thought they were. And in fact, I'd go as far as to say I wouldn't be surprised to see them competing at top tables at tournaments. I think they're much better than I thought they were. I still wish I had more variety.
Orcs first, romantic face, custodies.
Thank you. You're going to do Orcs first and then Custodies, well, are you? Okay. I didn't have you down as a Custodies player. Hey, Munch, welcome.
If you have caveats, you should see a dentist. Tooth.
Thanks, Ozzy, for the advice. You're a hero. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with World Eaters, right? I have some problems with the book on the whole, but actually I may have been wrong about the strength, the power, the ability for this Codex to perform. I wouldn't be surprised to see them at top tables. I suspect that many people will be looking at World Eaters competitively, simply because, again, you don't have layered complexity. They do what they do very reliably. They are still going to struggle, however. They are still going to struggle, I think, against certain builds of certain armies who will have exceptional amounts of firepower, and the World Eaters can't get that. This is when the Angron debate comes in, right? And you'll see Lord Invocatus instead of seeing Angron, simply because of that pre-game move. But they are a lot of fun. If you haven't yet played World Eaters and you're thinking about it, I would urge you to give it a go. Even if you just proxy models and use the Codex, they're a lot of fun to use at the moment. I was worried. In fact, we'd basically gone down the path of me saying to Joe off the record, I don't want to run World Eaters anymore. You can run World Eaters. I don't care for them. And he said, okay, yeah. And now with what's gone on, he said, I don't want to run them anymore. I'm like, well, that's good, actually, because now I want to continue to run World Eaters. So, yeah, you know, that's indicative of a problem. Joe doesn't want to chase the latest great army unless it's Tyranids. He doesn't want to do that. So he's now looking at World Eaters, and Joe believes, that we're going to see lots of World Eaters armies take to the field of 40k in the very near future. And so Joe is a little bit reluctant to use them. I have said that I'm quite happy for him to use them at tournaments and stuff if he really wants to, but I think he's going to avoid it. I'm excited to run World Eaters at tournaments. I'm going to our GT this weekend at Factorum, and at the moment, I'm not playing because we've got even numbers of people registered on BCP.
It's going to be a red tide for the next few months.
It will be, yeah. So we've currently got equal numbers of players on BCP this weekend at the GT, and so I won't play as long as we've got equal numbers. But I'm not head TOing, so if we don't have equal numbers, then I will be able to sub in. Now, normally for GTs, I'm actually one of these people that's like, I would rather not play. I would rather mingle and socialise and chat to people and go table to table and all that kind of stuff. That's how I really enjoy those weekends, just for the social aspect. This is one of those rare occasions where I'm like, I actually kind of hope that we end up with odd numbers so I can play, because I'm excited to use them. And let's face it, what I've fought so far hasn't really been competition. It's been Brom and Joe. I'm joking, obviously. I'm joking. Hey, Luce.
Hey.
You're here now.
I'm here.
She also had to go and put kids to, well, go say goodnight to children after I'd put them to bed, so.
Oh, there was bathroom shenanigans.
Bathroom shenanigans?
Yeah, you know when you put kids to bed and they go, I need the toilet.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh,
I did
God,
ask them.
right.
I did ask them.
And then it's, I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
Fine. And you wait for the third one.
So Joe's being a hipster by anti-meta chasing. He absolutely is. Painting up World Eaters for your American boyfriends right now. I assume you mean Titans, CRSGO. Do a good job for them. Because who's going to run them, though? Is Adrian running? Is Adrian running World Eaters? Who's running World Eaters? Can you not sub in? I've got Alpha Legion and want my Legion trait to do something. Right, people. I'm looking forward to get World Eaters on the table at the March Narrative event. Going to be interesting to see how they cope without the special characters. I still think they'll be good. I honestly don't think they'll be that terrible without the special characters. Although Lord Invocatus' Warlord trait is so good and Khan is pretty terrifying and Angron seems to be quite impressive, I still think you'll be okay. On the whole, I just think they're a pretty solid army. I think I was wrong. I think they're actually a pretty solid army. I still get mildly concerned against certain Tau builds or maybe even Guard builds where they'll peel open transports in no time at all and flatten your infantry. Like, I feel like that's actually still going to be a problem for World Eaters. But I think I've just come to accept the fact that on those occasions, I'm probably then just going to lose those games. They're going to be bad matchups. So that was always the case previously. So that was something like this is an interesting tangent actually, right? Historically with my World Eaters, I was more in trouble than I was not in trouble with them, and my build isn't too dissimilar. Drop out Mauler Fiends, add in 8 bound. We're pretty much there or thereabouts and chuck Angron on the table. Otherwise, Berserkers, Rhinos, few characters is kind of my old build anyway, right? And with my old build, there was lots and lots and lots of armies that I would come up against and go, I'm just going to get blown off the table here. And now, for some reason, the introduction of 8 bound rather than Mauler Fiends, I think Mauler Fiends might have been part of my problem because they're just big vehicles that attract lots of heavy firepower. But taking now lots of infantry, 8 bound, things that can use cover, things that can use ruin, and things that are now just flat faster because of the Juggernaut Lords and that plus 2-inch move to everything core, which is super clutch for them right now. Like, the army just feels quicker across the table. It feels more frightening for my opponent. And Berserkers now having the flat 5 attacks with the AP -2 Berserker glaives is, I was possibly wrong. I was possibly wrong there. But hey, I mean, Luce will tell you, I often say it and admit that I was wrong.
Yeah, that happens a lot. They can't see me blinking.
It's all the time.
Pointless.
It's all the time it happens. I always admit. Paul van der Kemp, thank you so much for joining the channel as a Skull tier member. You can watch all of our previous members only content. You legend, thank you so much. You're a hero. Kianan, thank you for then gifting 5 more. That puts us on a big 6 straight away. Thank you, beautiful people. I'm going to watch this tomorrow. Just dropped in to say VT has 216 live viewers and you got 209. Well, look, Anton, what people just come to the better channel. That's just... I mean, I was watching VT before I went live, to be fair. So, I mean, they're doing all right. You should watch that tomorrow as well. That's World Eaters against Harlequins. And Jake was categorically telling me Harlequins aren't in that bad a place. Spoiler alert, Steve nearly tabled him in turn 2. Just saying. Just saying. Can they bring any dreadnoughts? Some World Eaters dreadnoughts would be great. I mean, they get access to Hellbrutes. I would imagine they'll still have access to things like the Forge World Leviathans, etc. So I think there is options for some of them. Decimators will probably still be a choice. This is one of the things that I didn't dive into in the review too much, and that's the fact that I would hope that the update will come out and say that actually all of the Forge World range is still available to Codex World Eaters. Because they're available to Death Guard and Thousand Suns, right? So they should still be available to World Eaters. That would be super exciting, right? That would be super exciting. Because you still get Decimators then, you still get Leviathans, maybe even Legion Contemptors. But then the Hellbrutes aren't terrible themselves either. They've not been too bad. But I don't want any Dreadnoughts. I want more 8-bound. Although, Jesus Christ, I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for 8-bound to come back in stock for Games Workshop. Here's going to be another tangent in a minute, and this is where I'll moan slightly. I've been waiting for ages for 8-bound to come in stock on the Games Workshop website, and this morning I had an email saying 8-bound are back in stock. Massive stock problems at GW right now. Okay. Massive stock problems. This morning I had an email saying 8-bound are back in stock. I was like, great, I'll order some of them later. Lunchtime, I logged in.
Sold out?
Sold out already.
Oh, so they're not ordering enough. Or have they ordered enough, but they're coming in batches and there's huge gaps?
I don't know what's going on, because they literally are the ones that make them.
Oh.
So I'm not entirely sure what's happening right now. John, has YouTube got you on block already? It's because you dropped too many memberships at Vanguard Tactics. I'm just saying. I watched it. I was like, he's going to get himself blocked again.
Real men always admit they are wrong. It keeps their balls in the right place.
Well, that's true.
I was wrong. I was wrong about Codex World Eaters. I don't like admitting that I'm wrong, but I was wrong about Codex World Eaters. Massive shout out John McArdle. He's come in and so far gifted 35 memberships. I'm assuming that slowly but surely YouTube is dropping which levels he's allowed to gift memberships at. So he gifted 20. It probably then banned him from the 20. It gifted 10. It's probably then banned him from the 10. He's now gifted 5. Thank you so much, John, for gifting 35 so far.
So John's being babysat by YouTube.
The only way he's going to get to his normal 50. In fact, he gave 60 on Vanguard Tactics. I'm just throwing that out there. The only way he'll do that is by creating now a third account, because this is his second account that's getting blocked by you. I don't understand it. YouTube keeps saying, YouTube keeps saying to John, we don't want your money.
Why doesn't YouTube then email John just to say, is this you?
Yeah.
And then all future, we'll just let them go through.
Don't worry, though. We'll give you 20 minutes to create a third account. Not a problem. I'm joking. I'm joking. To be clear, John, I'm joking, right? Thank you so much. You're a hero. And then a big shout out to Chaotic Failure, who also comes in with a big fat 10 gifted memberships. It puts you team at, I'm going to have to open this fucking giveaway bot, aren't I? Puts you at 51 already. 51. Nightbot. Night. Open up the giveaway, because it's probably going to, if we're at 51 this early, I feel like it's inevitable now. Giveaway bot, channel members, there. We'll leave that running in the background just in case you don't get excited.
You have to be fast when ordering from GW. I was refreshing that page 5 minutes prior to this last weekend sale just to get the dumb overpriced book.
Oh, really? This is something that I've not, like, I'm pretty used to them having a new release or a good unit become a very good unit and they sell out. Like, that's not news. That's happened for quite a long time for GW. However, to have that happen and then continuously be out of date 2 to 3 weeks down the line is in fact a problem for them. Now, I would assume, let's have a look, right? Let's have a look at the GW website right now. Right, chat, we're going to go into Dirk's depth of GW. We're going to screen share as well. We're going to say also another shout out to John, who's gifted another 10 and then gifted another 20. You've now done more than you normally do, John.
Yeah, stop.
I don't know if you did create that second account. I was joking. Stop, pack it in, right? Pack it in. Although the members are going to keep, oh no, wrong page. I've just F11 the wrong page now because I'm losing concentration. John's going to get the voucher sorted all by himself. This is stupid. This is stupid, John. Exactly. I agree with you. Right, so let's screen share. Boom. Okay. So what I mean by this, right, is this is the GW website. Let's have a look. The first one we're going to do is we're going to look at Codex or Army Astra Militarum. Armies of the Imperium Astra Militarum. Let's jump into Astra Militarum. So they have massive issues with the Rogel Dawn battle tank. So if we click the nice cheeky view all button for Astra Militarum.
Still waiting for my Rogel Dawn.
I'm still waiting for a Rogel. So I've got 2 orders in with Element for 8-bound and Rogel Dawns that I'm still waiting for. At the point which I ordered them, they were supposedly in stock. and I still can't get hold of them. So here's all the pre-orders, right? So you can pre-order the Commissar, pre-order etc. But let's have a look, see if the Rogel Dawn's back in stock. So Lord Solar went out of stock and he's back in stock. That's a good sign. We're going to keep scrolling. It's not looking good for the Rogel Dawn. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. The new Lehman Russ is currently out of stock with double turrets. Karsakin instantly out of stock. And the Rogel Dawn is still out of stock. So this brand new, massive Astra Militarum tank that they made a big deal about, which quite frankly is a beautiful model, is still out of stock and you still can't get hold of it. And this was on pre-order 4 or 5 weeks ago. So, like, this has been out for a very long time at the moment, and you still can't get hold of it, right? So that's the Rogel Dawn.
Kit's saying you could be in the US and running into the problem of everything is in stock, but for some reason, orders are just hanging on pending. That's what's happening to me right now.
I'll get to that in just a moment, Kit, because that's another whole other problem, which I sympathise with them. However, I have comments, right? We'll get into that in just a moment. So let's go into the Armies of Chaos and the new World Eaters, okay? So World Eaters. Now, this is, again, a brand new release, right? They must have known that this was going to be a popular release. They must have known that these were going to fly off the shelves. World Eaters have been popular forever, okay? They must have known. So let's go view all. Okay, let's have a look at what from the new range is in stock. So you can still get the Lord on Juggernaut currently, who is also Lord Invocatus. And you still can get the 10 Jackals, which are essentially World Eaters cultists, okay? You can get those. This is the new range. Right? Now, let's remember, there's not many new kits. You've also got the 8-bound, the Berserkers, and Angron, the other 3 kits that are brand new to World Eaters. Okay? And the other thing they were probably going to sell a load of was, in fact, Khan the Betrayer, because lots of people were going to jump on the World Eaters train. Because you've got the Codex, of course. You can get data cards. Okay, perfect. You can get the dice, but you only get 15 in this set rather than 20. That's a kick in the fucking bollocks for a lot of people. That's a whole other rant for a different day. Oh, these are all old kits. So, Chaos Space Marine Terminators, not Red Butchers. Wankers. We're going to continue. Lord Invocatus, let's be honest. Lord Invocatus is also the World Eaters Lord and Juggernaut. Oh, Demon Engines, more Demon Engines. Oh, here comes all the stuff I want. Oh, wait. Here comes all the stuff I want. Khan the Betrayer, 8-bound, Exalted 8-bound, Khorne Berserkers, Angron. All out of stock. These, I got an email this morning, like I said. You have a little email me button here, right? These said to me this morning, they are back in stock. I went to hit order at lunchtime because I was busy this morning filming something. Gone. Out of stock already. Their business is selling models.
Yeah.
Let's not even talk about the clusterfuck that was the website for Black Library Celebration this weekend, where the robot scalpers got all the LTDs. Some have sold for 1k on eBay. No joke. Custodes.
Yeah, I've seen that, John, as well.
Maybe for the Dawn they are redesigning the bottom.
Fuck off, Adrian. Fuck off, Adrian. John, I've seen that as well. I know people who have got all of the limited edition Black Library books, every single one, and they couldn't get the last one because the website shit itself. It crashed. The website crashes so frequently. Any level of traffic on that website and it shits itself and crashes. It's just not from what is now a multi-billion-pound company.
Now go check that auction site that I can't say for some reason for those same items. They are super fast, like that book is going for $900 USD 1,000 on, and it was a pre-order.
Yeah. What's the book called?
It's called...
I couldn't pre-order Kazhin cause I was 30 minutes late checking the website. Asked my local GW store to hold a box. Got there Saturday. He said they hadn't even shipped him and told him they were delayed.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that. But this is the Black Library celebration. See the full range. Show pre-orders. Black Library celebration. Bad Loon Rising hardback. Angels of Darkness 20th edition anniversary hardback. The Iron Kingdom Special Edition. Siege of Terror. This is the big one. The Siege of Terror, The End and the Death, Volume 1, limited edition, was £50 on the Games Workshop website for a limited edition hardback book. Sold out in literally seconds and has been selling on eBay for over $900. Bearing in mind, it's a pre-order. So these people are selling it for $900, having not yet received it from Games Workshop.
So So they don't even know if they're going to get one.
I would really like if Games Workshop could find these individuals. This is not something that's ever going to happen, but I would really love them to find these individuals and go, right, you scalping little fuck. If you think you could buy it for 50 quid and sell it for $900, we're actually not going to sell it to you. The problem is they can't do that, and what the individual does with it after he's got his hands on it is entirely up to him. What we really need to happen is people need to stop buying from scalpers. So when a book goes on eBay for $900, if the world went, no, I'm not paying that. So
there's one here on eBay, Ironhorn Black Library Celebration 2018, and that's going for just under £74. Is that about right?
I mean, that's an old Celebration book. That's not the worst in the world, to be fair. I mean, it's not the best. But the thing is, there is the antiques market. There is things do gain value. You know, in the world, things do gain value. But, chat, if we go onto the famous website that Mandy can't mention for some reason, I don't know why, right now, and I screen share yet again, The Siege of Terror, The End and Death, Volume 1, Limited Edition, Dan Abnett, right? Here it is, on your screen right now. The cheapest one on the screen at the moment is £175. These people haven't got these in their hands yet, okay? Everybody else... So this one here, the top one, 19 bids at the moment with 3 days left, 354 quid it's currently sat at.
Are you on eBay?
Yes. This one underneath here, 4 bids, £375 it's currently sat at. This one underneath here, 12 bids. It's currently sat at £400 and the cheeky cunt's charging postage. It's put £9.99 postage.
That Rogel Dawn.
The Rogan Josh.
Tank.
Yeah.
So there's one here, Rogel Dawn Battle Tank, painted figure Warhammer 40k pre-sale art level, £372.47 from Armenia.
We'll keep scrolling down. This necky fucker, he's not even, like, he's not got any bids on his right now, but he's saying you can pay £450 or your best offer. My best offer's 50 quid, you robbing cunt. But then he's still charging £8.95 postage.
There's another Rogel Dawn Battle Tank.
So if you pay me 450 quid, I'll send it to you, but only if you pay £9 postage.
Yeah, otherwise you're not having it.
If you pay me 9 times the value for a book I don't have yet, I'll send it to you, but £9 for postage.
There's another Rogel Dawn, superbly painted.
Superbly painted.
Commission Warhammer 40k, brand new. 30 quid postage is going for £267.72. Well, I say pence, it's from Croatia.
Here's one here, right? So 32 bids, £460 so far, £9 postage. There's one, 20 bids, £460 so far, £5 postage. This one's offering free postage, but he does start his bidding at $499.99.
So it's the $9.99.
So as long as you're prepared to pay 10 times the fucking value of the book, I'll give you free postage.
Pro painted Warhammer 40k Baneblade super heavy tank, $239.99 plus £9 postage.
I mean, how are people? The thing that concerns me the most, chat, right? And this is a complete tangent from fucking World Eaters, but it's relevant, right? Because you can't buy World Eaters anymore, right? The thing that gets me the most about this on eBay, the thing that annoys me the most about this isn't the fact that they're charging this money, right? I mean, that pisses me off in the first instance. But let's go back to the start. Item lot number 1, 19 bids. Lot number 2, 4 bids. Lot number 3, 12 bids. Lot number 5, 6 bids. Lot number 6, 8 bids. Lot number 7, 12 bids. Lot number 8...
Filter for sold.
I will. Lot number 8, 32 bids, right? Lot number 9, 19 bids. Lot number 10, 20 bids. This is the problem. These soppy fuckers are actually bidding on these books at this price point.
Yeah, it's only going to go up.
So if this is saying that, for example, at 19 bids we're at £330, that means that at 18 bids we're probably at about £320, and someone went, I'm a bid on that.
There's a Lehman Russ battle tank painted figure Warhammer pre-sale. Now this one's being quite kind because he's got a 25% off sale.
I mean, this isn't entirely fair what you're picking on, simply because they're painters. So they're charging you for their time to paint these tanks. But go on.
£274.85. Free postage though, but that's probably in with the it's not shifting because we're in a not a climate crisis, a financial crisis. This is what really gets me is no matter what financial crisis the world's in, Games Workshop don't seem to read the room.
I mean, these are the people selling their time. The tank itself is like 30 quid.
I'm not on about painters, builders, everything else. I'm on about the company, Games Workshop. Everybody else has kind of been like, so for example, the John Lewis Christmas advert, they didn't do a Christmas advert, they donated to food banks
Yeah,
instead.
some of this reminds me of how some of these shops have out of stock Forge World stuff up for sale, like the Orion for $1,000.
It really annoys me. It really annoys me. But if people stopped fucking paying for it, people couldn't keep charging it. Like this, surely, am I the only one? Like, look at the available inventory here, right? Remembering that the book is at £50. Down at 0, we've got no items. We've got items that go up to 1,000 on the available inventory.
What stops GW from getting in touch with these eBay scalpers then and saying...
But
like, what stops them doing that?
But why would you? So what legislation will back them up? That this individual has bought a product from Games Workshop for £50. I say the individual. There is a problem where we think that they are using essentially bot snipes on websites to get them in there as fast as possible. So people will basically build computer software. As the second the item goes live, they buy it, right? So they get it faster than everybody else. Okay, so that's one of the things that happens. But nonetheless, Games Workshop has sold a product to a person for £50, right? So it's no different to I have a box of Berserkers here, okay?
But you can put not for resale. You can put that on products.
I don't think it works on eBay, Luce. I don't think that is going to fly ever with the way that eBay works, right? So I've got a box of Berserkers here, okay? Simple box of corn Berserkers.
Even the old books are selling for a lot too. I got the Collector's God Blight and that one is up for $500 used right now.
So old books that you'll never be able to get again that are in very good condition, I'm not entirely against people paying a little bit more for.
GW could just go back to no new items sold on eBay. Problem solved.
Can they do that though? Can they actually
That's
control
the point,
that?
actually, because I thought eBay was just for pre-owned.
But I think eBay so I don't know legislatively wise how that would work, or if there is ways. I'm sure someone will tell me in chat that there is a way that they can do it. But I bought a box of Berserkers. I got some Berserkers here, right? These are in fact ones I bought, chat, not ones that GW sent to me. So I got a box of Berserkers. Now on Games Workshop, they're £37.50. There is currently nothing that stops me.
I would love to have an out-of-print Forge World Contemptor Dreadnought with arms, but it's not worth the markup on eBay or other sites. Sort of similar.
So this particular box here, like I said, £37.50. I could probably currently sell a box of Berserkers that I have on eBay for 50 quid. I could. I won't. I bought them because I wanted them.
Did you see there was it a trend? I don't know. People selling a box. So it'd be a PS5 box.
Oh, that's been a problem forever. So people will sell. They'll be very clever with how they word their auction item, and it'll be sold as seen, and they'll be selling you an empty box.
Sold as seen.
And people have been buying £500 empty boxes.
It also doesn't help that the sale goes up early. Like I said earlier, I was refreshing 5 minutes early for that limited book, and it was up at 0956 instead of 1000. So the computers will for sure get it.
They will for sure get it. But the problem with uploading those things and going live with the website is I don't know how accurate you actually can be. As Azale says something, it's GW itself. Like, I tell you what, if you're a GW staff member who siphons a couple of these off and says, I've bought them, here's my staff discount, and then you sneakily go and sell them on eBay, you're quids in right now. You're a clever fucker if you're doing that. GW used to have that policy and it was enforced on eBay. That's interesting. I didn't know that. GW should just crowdfund a limited edition book, and if you want it, you're guaranteed a pre-order.
That's a good idea.
They've done this, so they have done some things before where they've released things on pre-order, and then when there's been an insane demand for it and they've sold out in no time at all, they've then opened up made to order, whereby they then allow people to just place an order on the website. And they say, look, we're going to make a set and send it to you. We just don't know how long it will take us to do that, but you don't have to buy one off of eBay for 5 times the price, right? They have done that in the past. The problem is, if you're going to go on there and buy a limited edition book, that becomes somewhat less limited edition when they just make more. So if you were buying a book, and one of the reasons why you were paying £50 for that book, because you knew you were one of 500 people who were going to own that book, and you're like, okay, normally I wouldn't spend 50 quid on the book, but if I'm one of only 500 in the world that has it, and then GW came out and went, we're just going to make 2,000 more. But Well, part of the reason why I was happy to spend the 50 quid was because it was limited.
Well, could they still argue that how many people buy their stuff, it's still limited edition? It's still just a fraction of...
I mean, they could, but then it becomes falsified information. If they've told you at the point that you bought it it's 1 in 50, and it ends up being 1 in 2,550, it devalues what you've purchased.
Yeah, I suppose.
But nonetheless, like I said with this book, right, when you look at the number of bids that are on these books and the prices that there are, we've got them in here in USD. If you decide to go over to America, we've got them in US dollars at £823.76. 822. So this is about $1,000 now a time. 900 to $1,000 a time, right? To buy a book that's 50 quid. £800 to buy a book that's 50 quid.
I wonder if there's people that bet on it. If it is people and not bots just trying to hike the price up, do they have a fleeting thought of, I'm about to bid about $1,000?
But there's other things. So the book aside, so the book is in fact a limited edition. There's other things that's going on right now, right? So people have said that I'm still waiting on things to ship. I actually cancelled a couple of orders with GW recently because I'd waited 10 days for an order that when I placed the order said was in stock, and every day that I checked my order that hadn't dispatched, the website was still showing it as in stock. So I was like, fuck it, I'm cancelling it and I'll go through Element. At the time in which I originally placed the order, Element were out of stock. They didn't have the stock, which is why I went to Games Workshop. By the time I'd cancelled, Element were back in stock. I was like, fuck it, Element can have my money instead then. They're my sponsors, but they're going to look after me. I ordered it in Element, I got it 2 days later. So, win, right?
I think that should be something that's not allowed to do. That if you don't have it in stock, you have to say
they're
it's not
showing it in stock, but they're showing it in stock. The problem I have discovered isn't the stock in these particular circumstances. Lenton, which is our GWHQ here in the UK and the place where they dispatch all their product from, has recently changed how its warehouse operates, and they've gone from as far as I'm aware, a human pick system to an automated robotic system. And they're having a world of problems.
Why did they put the robots in? What's wrong with people?
Robots are cheaper in the long run and more efficient.
Ugh.
So they have had a raft of problems with people who have just not been receiving orders that haven't been picked, orders that have been missed, robots in the warehouse literally arguing with each other. So they've had loads of, like, I am aware that when you introduce a new system, I've worked in business, when you introduce a new system, you have teething problems.
Yeah.
That's a thing. But when talking again about a multi-billion-pound company, and these teething problems are now weeks and weeks old.
I'd love to know how much it's cost them.
Yeah.
Like,
By the way, I don't normally talk about numbers, chat, right? I never talk about numbers. But this is something where we started a stream talking about World Eaters, and the magic number of corn is 8. 358 viewers, 158 likes. This is what I'm showing on my screen anyway at this point in time. £88.88, genuinely, and 88 new members.
Oh!
I don't know how you've done that.
Well, that's lovely.
You can't do any more. No more members, no more super chatting. Just got to stay there now. All the 8s, right? It's a World Eaters stream, all the 8s. Okay? I need a new World Eaters Codex due to an incident today.
Oh, dear.
Carl, he used the old homework excuse.
Oh, dear.
His dog ate his World Eaters Codex, which wouldn't be as bad if it wasn't for the fact that he hadn't opened it yet.
Did it come through the post? And the
I don't know. Oh, you've ruined it, Adrian!
Make it second print. So the first print is still limited to the original number. But it was a big feel bad. The queue was an idea that worked before.
Yeah, it is a massive feel bad. The thing is...
Robots sending empty boxes, love to see it.
The thing is, Adrian, the robots will rise up against us people, right? The thing is that this isn't a new problem now. Scalping and all that kind of stuff, it isn't a new problem. The World Eaters releases, you can go on eBay and you can find new Berserker kits and you can find new 8-bound kits on eBay for a wildly inflated price, okay? Because, hey, I was wrong about World Eaters and they're actually wildly popular and people are really enjoying them, so you can find them for a wildly inflated price. This isn't news to us. It isn't news that they sell out of units that are good. It isn't news that when flamers come with stupid rules, they just sell out and they're out of stock for literally months on end. I don't understand how they don't have something in place to deal with this already. As a global multi-billion-pound company, how can they be in a situation where they're going, we're going to release a brand new army in the form of the World Eaters. We're not going to give you loads of units. We're just going to give you 8-bound Berserkers, Jackal, and Lord Invocatus and Angron. And what we're going to do is we're going to be out of stock of almost all of that. But they're the only ones we're going to give you. If they had 30 different like product ranges for New World Eaters and they're out of stock of half of them, you're like, okay, it's a lot of product ranges to try and stock and keep on top of, and guess how much stock you need to have in. You're fucking 5 boxes. There's 5 boxes is what makes up most people's armies. How do you get that wrong? I don't understand. Thank you, Easton, for gifting a membership. You've now put us over that magical 88. Sad face. But thank you. If you've been gifted a membership, please don't forget to hit that ! Discord in chat and come and join us in the Great Hall. It's full of amazing and beautiful and wonderful people. We do lots and lots of get-togethers. You can come and hang out at our GTs every month, all that kind of stuff. If you do get gifted a membership, make sure you use all of your memberships to check out all of our members-only content. Check out the Great Hall. You will love it. And then in 30 days' time, however long it takes, when it runs out, maybe think about spending your own money. I think it's well worth the £5, but I'm going to say that because you're paying me. But I think it's well worth the £5. We offer lots and lots of content, lots and lots of extra videos, streams, all kinds of stuff, and an incredible community. So make sure you use, if people are kind enough to gift them to you, make sure you use them for us. We're at 188 likes. That's perfect. Leave it there now. Carry on. What are you going to say, Liz? You like you're going to say something.
I did. So, Lord Adam, my brother ordered a solitaire from the local Games Workshop store, and the solitaire box came empty.
Wow. Wow. Those robots are laughing at us.
And then Papa says, this is AI fighting us back. I've played Blood Bowl 3. I know what's going on. Pigeons don't exist.
Liam, I saw something. Pigeons don't exist. Weeman says, Liam, I saw something which upset me and blew my mind. Adrian did a Henry Cavill short about 40k. Have you watched it? No, I refuse to watch any 40k content that says Henry Cavill in the title or on the thumbnail or uses his face. Flat refuse. Don't even care if it's Titans. I flat refuse to watch it. I won't. That upsets me too. I will spit at him over Facebook Messenger. Just had to cancel 2 orders because Games Workshop kept crashing on checkout, telling me to retry. Don't think I need 3 AOC Abaddon. AO Abaddon. You don't know. Don, thank you for the gifted membership. You're a hero. Look at all you kind, generous people today. 8-bound are in stock in the North America. Just have to wait for it to come from Texas 2 weeks later than the rest of the world. Jesus Christ. How did they get it? Stock is really bad at the moment. I'm still waiting for my Element order of Grand Tournament book. Well, that's another one they continuously cock up as well, Cornet Ed. I remember the last Grand Tournament book, they just didn't make any more stock. So people went the whole 6-month competitive season without being able to get hold of the Grand Tournament mission pack. How do you do that? How is that acceptable, really?
Something a little different. Riverside Miniatures, currently recovering from upper wisdom teeth extraction that needed removing from the bone.
I've had that.
Say something happy and positive for me.
I mean, the world's fucked right now.
I will say the pain will pass.
Let's solve the problem, Liam. Everything limited edition is print on demand. Stops a chunk of scalping and GW makes more money. Leave it to a word bearer to fix everyone's issues. If Horus had only listed Aurelian.
Absolutely, yeah. Silly Horus.
Skynet is coming.
I mean, like I'm saying, right, I do think, Neil, that there is solutions to problems, okay? They have in the past used digital queue systems where you essentially get in the queue to buy the book. And when you get in the queue, you're limited to 1 purchase at a time and all that. And that stops the bots. So they had a digital queue system. And so you had to essentially sit in a virtual queue. And if there was 500 books available and you were 501st in the queue, well, you shit out. Tough.
Right.
If the other 500 people did buy that book. But at least you were queued.
Yeah, it would be just like a shop, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You're not going to go and take a book out of someone else's hands. So.
Yeah. So
Do they not do that anymore?
Well, I think they only did it like once, and they haven't really done it since, and I don't know why.
That's a shame. If it was such a success, why get rid of it?
Dr. Goblin, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for you're choosing to become a member all by yourself. What a fucking hero. What a legend. Thank you so much. Come and join us in the Great Hall at ! Discord. I would like to get my ARCs book and start trying to go to tourneys. I mean, Skynet is coming. He's been here for a long time. It's called Google search. The thing is, like I said, the last ARCs book we were in a position where some people never got their hands on that book for the whole competitive season, which isn't great. But look, like I said, right, World Eaters, this is like I can maybe understand to a point. I can maybe understand with a book like an Arcs of Omen book that they don't want to overprint it because they know that after 6 months it's going to be null and void. So I maybe understand them underprinting that one on the off chance that they don't want 10,000 sat in a warehouse that they then never sell because they bought the new one out. I can get that. But model ranges like New World Eaters, like they're just not going to oversell those. They're not going to overproduce, are they? I don't get it. And if they're constantly, when they release new product lines, constantly running out this quickly, perhaps they need to push the release dates back so they can generate more networking capital, more stock on site, so that when they then launch it, they've got enough to cover it. It doesn't make any sense. And like I've said already, right, with certain other codexes that exist, if the new codex comes out and they have 20, 30, 40, 50 datasheets and they run out of stock of certain datasheets that are very good, and they've had to try and guess how many of each datasheet they're going to sell when the codex comes out, I guess I can kind of forgive that. I guess I can't entirely be surprised. With Codex World Eaters, I was wrong. The book is great, but the book does revolve around minimal units.
Do you think the new Kill Team box will come back?
The new Kill Team box? Which one, Adrian? You know about the big box? Which is the new Kill Team box? I don't know which one it is.
Only a rumor, but I hear Necron's overstocked.
They might be. They might be. But if you are, like I said, if you're going to get to a point where you're releasing a new army, a whole new model range, and they essentially revolves around 5 fucking boxes, how do you get that stock wrong? Not wrong. How do you get that stock so wrong? They must have known, like the people in Games Workshop HQ who clearly know a lot more about their product and their rules than I do, because they work there, apart from Stu. Those people, right, must have looked at 8-bound and Exalted 8-bound and gone, we're going to sell a metric fucking shit ton of these. So somewhere the process has failed. And they haven't managed to get enough of the product out. The plus side is, it's part of what proves that I'm wrong, because there are so many boxes of World Eaters. Like, try and find 8-bound on the internet at a normal price or an independent retailer price here in the UK. You can't find them. Like I said, emailed this morning, back in stock from GW, lunchtime out of stock again. You just can't find them. You can't find them. So that goes to prove, again, that I'm wildly wrong, because they are so popular.
Is Drukhari not very good at the moment?
Joe thinks they're quite good. Why?
Because there's a Codex 9th edition Drukhari for £1.20.
Lucy's just finding bargains on eBay right now.
I'm just like, oh, how much would it cost?
If anyone wants bargains on eBay, just give Lucy a shout and she'll find you cheap codexes. Let's see.
And Black Templars, are they not very good, or 99p?
99p, okay.
Yeah.
9th edition codex.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be fair,
Brand new.
To be fair, there's a lot of rumours about 10th edition coming this year, so eBay will soon be awash with bargains whilst people try and ship their old stuff off in preparation for the new stuff coming in and try to make max money on it.
That's not brand new.
No, it often isn't, Luce.
It's like when they say mint condition.
Maybe GW is spooked because of the Dominion boxes. That was a fast-selling box, CRSK. They told us that. That was that one time. That was classic GW. That Luce. You wouldn't have known about this. They released a big fucking box set for Age of Sigmar, a big starter box set, right, called Dominion. Okay. And they, I think, overestimated how many they were going to sell.
Oh no.
By a lot.
Okay.
And we got lots of messages and emails from Games Workshop saying, buy yours now, box selling out fast. And it was selling out fast for like 3 months.
Oh, okay.
So it might not have been selling out that fast. I mean, maybe, but I don't think... I always feel like box sets with double armies in is a gamble. So about with the World Eaters release, from a personal perspective, is they didn't come out in a box set with another army. So I had originally been told sometime last year that actually we wouldn't see World Eaters until 10th edition, and they would be one half of the new 10th edition box set. Obviously now I don't think that's going to be the case because we've already got World Eaters out, so I would imagine we won't see them as half of the 10th edition box set. And when I first heard that, I was kind of like, I don't want this to be a thing.
Same guy who runs the math on the MetaWatch is in charge of stock. Absolute Wally.
Absolute Wally is a great name for it, Kai. You fucking legend. That's such a British insult. What a Wally. That's amazing. That's amazing. Right, yeah. So I'm actually really glad that they didn't come out in a 2-army box set like some of the other ones we've seen. We're seeing Strike Force Augustus is going up for pre-order this Saturday. It's a 2-army box set. I don't like it because if I was a World Eaters, let's say they brought out World Eaters versus what did you say, Lustricari?
Re-release in Oz was actually pretty smooth.
Okay.
They seem to be sending stock overseas. Obviously, they are doing it cause it makes more internationally.
I mean, maybe it's just because less people in Australia are buying it because it's extortionately priced. Smoven, maybe. Extortionately priced in Australia. And a lot of Australians that I speak to, this is on the rare occasion, and this is fucking rare for me, it's on the rare occasion where I won't criticise people that go to third-party people that 3D print. I'm fully against copyright infringement and 3D printing exact replicas. If you see the price that people in Australia have to pay for miniatures, and New Zealand for that matter, it's quite frankly fucking criminal. It is criminal. So I don't know if there's as many people who are going to be buying out there, to be fair.
Did you ever look into that free trade agreement? Like, why?
No, I'm going to make limited to no waves at all at Games Workshop's pricing strategy.
No, but just to sort of gain knowledge yourself. Like, why is there a charge when we're supposed to have a free trade agreement?
Because they can make more money because people are buying it.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, ultimately, Ronadin, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining us. You're a hero. ! Discord. Get yourself in the Great Hall. If we look at when you look at these army box sets that come out where they've got 2 halves of an army, I hate it. So let's say I had World Eaters come out with Drukhari, because Luce mentioned Drukhari earlier, just for sake of argument. I don't play Drukhari. I have no interest in ever playing Drukhari.
Limited edition is only made available in HQ store. You make a pilgrimage to get one. Okay, crazy enough to bid £400 on eBay plus visiting Nottingham and realise life could be worse if you live there.
I don't know if Ben and Laura are in chat. They live in Nottingham. They might disagree with you. Kai says, "That's a super chat and fly. Love you all. Have a great one. Good night, folks. Thanks for dropping by, man. You're a hero." But yeah, so in that particular circumstance, I buy that box set, right? Because I want the World Eaters half. Because I want the new models that they're only putting in that box set. I want those new models. Then I've got half a Drukhari that I just don't fucking want or need. So then I've got to. The burden's on me to then maybe take it to eBay and sell it because I don't want that half a box. Do they sell that well, or are they just a gamble? Because surely there's a couple of box sets that have come out even in 40k space, which are X versus Y, that just don't sell that well. And then I often wonder if they get fake data. Okay, so if they had have released a World Eaters box set, let's say they released a World Eaters box set that had in it 2 units of 8-bound and 2 units of Berserkers and Khan, or something like that, and against Drukhari or some shitty army that no one cares about right now, Death Watch, for example, the likelihood is they would have sold a shit ton of those boxes as well. If we're honest, they probably would have sold loads of those boxes. And then everyone go, oh, that box is selling really well. Yeah, because of half of it. Take Kill Team Into the Dark, right? Had Kazakin in it. It had a shitty set of Necrons in it with a terrible upgrade sprue and a load of terrain. People were buying a £120 box because of the Kazakin. Because of 10 fucking models. That's why people were buying that box. I'm sure some knobhead in Games Workshop HQ, who's in some absolute wally in Games Workshop HQ, who's in charge of statistics, is like, Kill Team's popular right now. No, it's not. People want Kazakin. Competitive players want Kazakin. Right? They're not. Kill Team's not popular. People wanted Kazakin.
That sounds like a flower.
What, Kazakin?
Yeah.
Kazakin.
I'm pretty sure there's a flower. There's actually a flower that's a good marker for springtime.
This is the insight we get from Luce, people. This is the insight we get from Luce. Now, on the plus side, if we want actual proof that I was wrong about Codex World Eaters, the consistent and constant out of stock symbols across all the World Eaters products is probably indicative of the fact that they're actually quite good, and I was actually quite wrong. Like I said earlier, I went on trolled Boxy on his stream earlier and called him a meta chaser and said I've always played World Eaters. I obviously haven't admitted to him that when I read the Codex before I played the new book, I was fully prepared to give them up and give them to Joe. I didn't tell him that. I never said that out loud. I just said I've always played World Eaters and you're a meta chaser, and he got a bit defensive of it. But I'm sad that there's certain things I can't really use anymore. Like my old Havocs are kind of useless. Fun fact, team. Fun fact. Although I have my new World Eaters from Joe, I have just sold the Eternal Slaughter to Mini Wargaming Dave. He had badgered me for years about buying that army off of me, and now with the new World Eaters, I just don't feel like I love it anymore. So I'm going to be soon shipping that off to its new home in Canada. So I then have directly helped expand Dave's chaos problem, because he's already at like 8,000 points or something, or maybe more than that, 30,000 points or something stupid of chaos. He's now going to be at even more.
It is a flower.
Oh.
It's called a catkin.
It's not a casakin then, is it?
But it sounds like it.
Leave Deathwatch alone. This MetaWatch nonsense was tough already, says Elastabus. I agree, Liam. It costs far too much down here in New Zealand. Will it stop me buying the official models? No, but it does mean I can't keep up with the competitive scene. It's criminal, man. It's actually genuinely criminal what they charge over there. It's mental. Joe, until we did that Liam and Joe show, Joe wasn't aware of the difference in cost between Australia and UK. When I showed it to him, he was like, that's fucking mental. Like, the difference is mental. Honestly, you look like a beaten puppy when you first started using the World Eaters. Now you've grown into them and I'm relieved. I love them now, wee man.
Of course, Dave needs more World Eaters.
I was happy, Steve, because they're going, like, I was like, I'm now never going to use this army. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to use it. So I could leave it on the shelf. I could sell it on eBay or something, and it would probably do okay on eBay. Or I can sell it. I can sell it to a friend, and I can give it to Dave's Chaos collection, and I know it will be looked after and loved and cherished. So that was where we went. We sent it to Mini Wargaming Dave, and I feel like that was worth it. Like, I thought that was the right choice, right? I hope it gets there. Hope he gets there. Who? It will get there. Trust me. Dedication to Corn is not a problem. It's a solution. Dedication to Corn is the only way. He wants 88,888 points. He does. A 25th player registered for the GT today, Liam. Looks like you're going to have jump in with the World Eaters. Yes! I'm hoping, Dave. I'm hoping. What's the difference in price? Jeffrey King. Right. Should we tumble down this rabbit hole very, very quickly? I'll give you a couple of for instances, right? So.
Well, we should probably find it to the nearest mortgage payment. That would put it in real world terms. The Australian price. You could either pay your mortgage this month or pay the Australian price.
Jeffrey, give me a unit. Give me a unit that you would normally... In fact, let's not do that. Let's just go for a combat patrol box. This will be super easy that way. Right, let's go for any combat patrol box. Let's look at... I'm in the chaos section.
Third-party discount in Oz is usually 15 to 20%. Our minimum wage is higher as well, so it works out okish. But Forged World East models are common.
Yeah, but... Thank you so much for the chat, but...
I can't believe Joe didn't know.
But at this point, what they do... So I know you're saying it's not that bad for you because your average wage is higher and you have independent retailers at 15 to 20%. We also have independent retailers at 15 to 20% here in the UK, and we're getting 15 to 20% off of UK prices, Games Workshop. I don't necessarily think that... I honestly believe that just because you earn more, you should be charged more. I don't feel that's right. Right, I've gone into Chaos Space because we're talking Chaos today, okay? So, Arcs of Omen, Battle Fleet, Battle Force, right? So let's go F11 again. Let's screen... Lots of screen sharing tonight. It's like a proper produced show and all that kind of stuff. Right, so here's the Arcs of Omen, Battle Fleet, Battle Force. Now, this is something that I'm a little bit sad about because I was eyeing this up as a World Eaters player originally because I love the new Possessed models and I can't use them because I can't use them. Brilliant. Great. Okay, so in the UK, we are talking £130 from Games Workshop for this box. And I haven't looked at this in Australian yet. Haven't looked. £130 for this box in the UK. Now, what I'm going to do on my phone at this point in time is I'm going to open up Google. And I'm going to go AUD to GBP. like that, and we'll get this ready for the conversion, right? If I now switch delivering to, and I switch to Australia English here, I mean, sometimes I don't speak English, 310 Australian dollars. So 130 pounds, 310 Australian dollars. So surely 130 pounds is 310 Australian dollars. 130 pounds. 310 Australian dollars, right? Free trade agreement with you, with Australia.
It's not in effect yet. Somebody put a comment on. That's probably why.
175 pounds though. It's 45 quid more. That's a lot more. That's a lot more. Right, let's go into a normal combat patrol box. Let's go into Xenos armies here. Let's go Aldari because at the top. Combat patrol, $210 for a combat patrol box, which in the UK is £90. 120, 210, 118 pounds. So it's 30 quid more. So obviously it gets worse the higher you go.
Yeah.
But 30 quid more for a combat patrol box. That's a whole box of something in this country, near enough. Right?
I just thought that.
I wonder if Age of Darkness is still on for sale. Oh my fucking lord. Warhammer Horus Heresy, The Age of Darkness is £475. $475. 475. Okay. So in the UK, this will cost you 180 quid.
Whoa.
Right, in the UK it will cost you 180 quid. If you buy it in Australian dollars at $475, it will cost you £268.20. It's £90 more expensive. £90 more expensive.
I wonder if, because someone also said that their minimum wage is higher, so I wonder if the wage bracket is higher, so they have their overheads and more. It's just insane though. I don't mind there being reason why there is a little bit extra in terms of cost, and people go, well, import. But Games Workshop isn't sending a single Age of Darkness box in the post via fucking parcel force to Australia, and therefore having to pay a huge shipping fee. Are we the cheapest country that sell it, or is there somewhere else that sells GW much cheaper?
I assume we're the cheapest. I don't know of any other country that actually sells it cheaper unless it's going through independence, right? But so I assume we're the cheapest. But if every single time an Australian, after he'd broke the law again, put an order in, right?
Why is he breaking the law?
They're all criminals, aren't they?
Oh. God.
If he put an order in on the Games Workshop website and they then individually sent them each box, okay, I kind of get the markup. But that's not what happens. Fucking big containers full of product go over there. So you can't justify a £90 shipping charge. Are
there GW shops in Australia, or is it all batch shipped over? So you can't walk into a GW shop.
Oh, there'll be GW stores in Australia. 100% there will be.
Right.
There's GW stores in almost every fucking country.
So I wonder if it is actually their overheads then. If wages are higher, then rent on the shop front would be higher.
Maybe.
It's all overheads.
I don't believe it. I think they're just Kirioth's in chat. Welcome, Kirioth. GW still applies the sins of their ancestors tax to Australian hobbyists. Jeffrey King says it's absolutely mental. It's absolutely mental. It's absolutely mental. Yeah, it's crazy. £270 the Age of Darkness box set, and Heresy's fucking shit anyway. So what a rip-off, eh? What a rip-off. You poor Australians. You have to live your life upside down, and then you get ripped off for Games Workshop products. American prices are jacked up too, but not nearly as bad as Australia. Yeah, so's Canada. Canada prices are jacked up. New Zealand prices are insane. So someone has said, though, that the UK isn't the cheapest.
UK isn't?
Apparently someone says UK isn't the cheapest.
And I thought we shipped all the criminals to Oz.
Oh, it's criminal. It's criminal what Games Workshop charge the Australians, Richard. Absolutely. Once that juice, my throat will start going soon. Could it be shipping costs? I don't think it would be. No, I just don't see. Could I believe that all of the products would have a markup because they're created in the UK and shipped to Australia? Yeah, I can believe that. I totally believe that.
I'm going to go with the overheads.
Could I believe that they have to cover their overheads? No.
Really?
So I haven't checked in a long time, but when I checked in November, December, GW's accounts via Company's House, they recorded a profit of £45 million online and a profit of £45 million in the shop per quarter.
Yes, but
Profit, Luce?
Ferrari isn't free.
£90 million per quarter profit. So you times that by 4 for the year.
Please don't make me do maths. I'm very tired and I'm grumpy today.
360 million profit.
Well, they've got pensions.
I'm sure the
They've got
overheads aren't
pensions.
that bad. If the overheads to have shops in
rent
Australia
is too damn high.
are more than 360 million, there's a fucking problem there, right? NZ prices are the highest in the world. I guess that's something we can claim for the win. Absolutely, yeah.
Where's the cheapest?
I don't know. It's probably storage costs as they don't sell well. Well, yeah, capitalism, but don't get me started. We're not going to tumble down that rabbit hole, Kerry Earth. Let's not see how deep this rabbit hole goes. It's not the Matrix. Let's not do that. The Japanese prices are actually a bit lower than the US, which is weird, isn't it? Part of GW's problem is the complete opacity of their reasons. If they just explained why they did certain things, people might be more understanding. Boris, you're not wrong. Mm-hmm. And I agree. Like, I agree with everything in business. If people were a lot more transparent about why they were doing what they were doing, often I feel like people would be a lot more receptive to some of the changes. For example, price hikes, etc. Why would typically a big corporation not want to be transparent?
Because they're lying.
Because they're not necessarily telling the truth. I don't think Games Workshop's a bad company. I think that some of what they do isn't great. I actually think, if I'm honest with you, my personal belief is GW is actually still a relatively small company, but it's punching with the big boys. And I feel like that's part of its problem. It's still it's not a massive footprint. It's based in Nottingham. It's not huge. And I feel like that's part of the issue. And I wish they would sit there and say, hey, we're really struggling. Like, this thing has got much bigger than we can cope with at the moment, and we're not coping, and we're making loads of money, and we are going to be investing that money into a bigger warehouse or a bigger production facility or whatever, but that's going to take time to build and staff and stock and etc, etc, etc. So bear with us, because this thing has got bigger than we ever anticipated. Like, that kind of thing, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I can believe it.
I hope someone else other than you is the one to give that news, because I don't think your tone was sincere enough there. We're just making too much money far too quickly.
It's not about making too much money. I mean, it is about that. Is a problem though.
Oh my God! Stop.
But it is a problem because if they can't produce what they're selling, that's a problem for a business. That causes them an issue. If we can't produce fast enough, they're not capitalising on potential revenue.
Yes, but I really don't think. I don't think that's what's happening, because you're making sense and what they're doing does not make sense. So I don't think that's what's happening. I think they're going to keep going until it breaks, and then they'll do something.
I don't think that works that way, because they have this thing, right, which a lot of people would consider negative, but can often cause businesses to be a lot more proactive, and that's called shareholders. Now, there is an issue with shareholders, whereby shareholders want to be making dividends off of their shares. That's a thing that just exists. We have to accept that as part of modern day life. Publicly floated companies have shareholders who only remain as invested shareholders if they're making money off of their shares. And if they stop making money off of their shares, they pull their fucking shares out and they go, nope, not anymore. I'm not having them. And if people start pulling their shares out, the share price drops, the company becomes worth less. If it becomes worth less, it gets less investment.
If the share price drops, isn't that when new people come in? Like
possibly. Possibly.
Would it be a good thing for
no.
people to pull their shares
Share
out
prices
sometimes?
dropping for any business is often seen as bad. What you want is you want a share growth line, a trajectory line that doesn't show any sign of slowing down, so new investors still come in and buy at a higher share price. That's what you want as a business, because it makes your business more valuable. I'm not going to delve into business economics.
Oh,
but
good, thank you, because I do want to go to bed very soon.
But having shareholders will mean that if things start going the wrong way, they panic and go, fuck, we can't let this happen. We need to get the share price going that way again. And so they'll have to do something. Now logic would dictate logic would dictate that when that happens, what they need to do is make sure that they are servicing and satisfying their customers. If they service and satisfy their customer base, so the spend of the customer goes back up, and the spend of the customer is directly related to the share price value.
I was just about to ask that. Does share behavior, so shareholder behavior, is that a reaction to the customer's attitude to the product?
To a point, yes. Yeah, very, 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 very simplistic business economics with shareholders. Customers are happy spending more money, share price is worth more.
Right, so then if the customers aren't happy...
And spending less money?
Are they though?
Share price goes down.
Are they spending less money? If we look on eBay...
I mean, that's not GW profit and loss, is it?
It should be.
GW share price. Let's have a look at GW. In fact...
No, I want to go to bed really soon.
I have Games Workshop shares, so I can look. This is where Kirioth unfriends me now. Because I've just admitted to being a shareholder at GW. Where is my trading account? I don't know where it is. I don't look at it.
I'm so tired. I've just misread Stratostaric's comment. He put, it's shaped like a pyramid. Wait a minute. I read that as, it's shaped like a pajama. Like, I'm tired.
Oh, wow. Games Workshop's 1 year share price. I mean, if you look at their share price for the last 12 months, they currently have no real reason to drop their prices or improve anything. If you look at it at the last month, it's relatively flat. If you look at it at the last week, it's dropped a little bit. If you look at it as a year, though, it's a problem. Like, I don't...
What's that straight line?
What, this one here?
Yeah.
That's when they announced that they would be making... So that announcement there, what happened when we were driving up to the first Great Hall Gathering in Element Games. And that was when they announced that Henry Cavill was going to be involved in a Warhammer 40k TV series commissioned by Amazon. And that was when their share price leapt up.
What'd be interesting is if Henry... Is it Cavill or Carville?
I don't... Who cares?
If good old Henners...
Henners?
If Henners...
That's his name now.
Massive. If he gets... So if you're representing a product in some way and the shareholder literally in a straight line shoots up, do you see any cut of that? Because without you, would that have happened?
It depends if he's got shares or not. Because if he hasn't, he won't.
That's true. As
far as I understand it. Goodwill is literally given a monetary value in financial statements. This is all feeling a bit too close to the audit day job. Sorry, Dave. Sorry. You're going to be there at the weekend, though. So we get to play World Eaters at the weekend. That's fine. Kyrgios just keeps writing, line goes up. Yeah, as long as line goes up, shareholders are happy.
I snuck away. Share sales have to be bought by a purchaser, so their shares are in the hands always by a shareholder. The price of a share is determined by a PE ratio.
This is where I will then start to be well out of my depth if fucking Kai's getting involved.
Revenue over the last 3 years, 269.7 meters GBP in 2020, 369.5 meters in 2021, 414.8 meters in 2022.
When she says meters, she means million. Yeah, exactly. So
Would you ever spend 414.8 million? Would you ever actually be skint again in your life?
Yes, you could if you played Warhammer.
Yeah, okay.
Especially if you wanted to buy limited edition books off of eBay.
I think if I ever had that much money, I'd actually go clinically insane because nothing is stimulating or challenging anymore. Money is constantly the fixer.
Someone says a TV Django Fett, what a great name, a TV series that might not even happen. Is that a rumour? Look at the share price over 10 years. I couldn't care less about 1 year. The PE ratio is about 22 times the price, i.e. you buy one share, which is 22 times that of the earnings.
What?
We need a whole separate conversation, Kai, maybe in private, not live on chat where I don't look like I'm a fucking...
Let's do millionaire maths with Kai.
Yeah, I don't want to sit here looking like an idiot going, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm actually going to need graphs and shit and you to explain it to me over a phone call or something, right? Because it's just not going to work in text. We can do that at some point, yeah? We can do that. Are we doing boarding actions with the new book? Do people still care for boarding actions? Like, it seemed to go boom and then just drop off the face of the earth again. I'm happy to bring some boarding actions back in the future. 275 meters, well, that's a far distance. Yeah, exactly. Buy limited edition books in Australia, can you imagine? More than the eBay price, probably. Turnover is vanity, profit is sanity, but cash is king. It absolutely is.
I feel like only rich people know that little saying there.
What?
Turnover is vanity, profit is sanity, but cash is king.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
And
ever, and that's way too catchy to only just come up with it now.
People will tell you the number based on what they think sounds more impressive. So for example, a business can have a turnover of £1 million, right? But have a profit of £5.
Oh.
So we turned over £1 million.
Yeah.
But my costs were £999,995. So I made £5.
Yeah.
So if I turned over £1 million, but my profit's 900,000,
I was going to say your other number was wrong. You said 99,999
million. But if I said that my turnover was £1 million, but my profit was £900,000, suddenly that's a lot more appealing. So depending, like if someone just tells you the turnover, I often feel like that's so your operating costs are high.
It's a bit like when 83% of 239,
Yeah.
bit like, what?
More boarding action says old grey beards. Well, you stop doing it, then we stop watching it. There is a link there, Other people are doing it as well, right? We can bring in some more boarding actions. Maybe we'll do some more. I'll speak to Jay. Maybe we'll do some more next week or something. I'm not sure.
Well, your idea for Great Hall Gathering, boarding actions, winner stays on.
Yeah, that's
an
idea.
Very well received.
Was it?
Yeah.
The 3 people that were going liked it?
Yeah. So everybody gets a turn.
I tell you what, instead of buying limited edition books on eBay, you can ! GHG in chat, and then you can come and hang out with us at Element Games and buy yourself a fucking Great Hall Gathering ticket. Cheapskate fucks. Luce was like, the other day, right? I'm gonna tell this story. The other day, Luce was like, with the little whiteboard up there, she went, "Oh my god, I think we're just about to make a profit on Great Hall Gathering." I was like,
I personally love the boarding action content.
that was my shocked face, by the way. No one clipped that. And I was like, "Oh my god, this is great." And she went, "Oh wait, no, I haven't included the raffle tickets." Oh, good, back to a loss.
Well, it was only a £41 profit.
It's not a profit, Luce, because we hadn't paid for our hotel.
That's enough for a couple of McDonald's. One there, one back.
No, but we still got to pay for our hotel, though. This is the problem, right?
It's all good. It's all memories.
Yeah, come and hang out. Wait, when is this? The 14th of May? Is that the Sunday? Yeah, so Saturday night, the 13th of May, Saturday in the pub, in Elements Bar, basically, doing the Element Pub quiz. Our famous now, I reckon, because we've done it twice, 40k pub quiz.
It's actually quite easy. I get 3% dividend. I am prepared 22x to get access to those earnings. Tesla has a 54 times. It was as high as 5,000 at one point.
Kai, we're way too tired.
Yep, totally understood. Yep. Yep, got it.
Just lost count now, Kai.
Yep. Get it. Like, I love it. Love Kai's little flex. It's actually simple. You're just fucking stupid. That's what he just said to me there. That's what he just thrown at me. Kai's just like, Liam, I know you do YouTube, but you're actually dumb. It's really fucking easy.
This is the second time I've counted. I'm not doing it again, so I'm going to say it now. Just over 12 weeks until Great Hall Gathering. There, it's out there. I said it. I don't need to count it again now.
12 weeks.
He's talking to the UK crowd because you can't expect us to fly over there just for you.
I absolutely can expect that, Mandy, because other people have done it. So
we're looking at you, Adrian.
Would you play my Wii list if I sent it to you?
Once I've got all the models, depending on what it is, yes, 100% I would give it a go for you. I have no problems with doing that, mate. And yes, Mandy, Adrian flew over from, where did he fly over? Austria? Yes? Austria. He flew over from Austria? Yes. I'm going to say yes, confidently. He flew over from Austria to see us. And then at the DZ Day last year, what's his name? Burning Tiger flew over from America Land.
Yeah.
I got my ticket as it's day before my birthday.
Hero. So he flew over from American Land. American Rob, RF, you normally see in the chat, he's flown over just to film a game for YouTube. He flew over, this is a couple of years ago in mine, but he did that.
Well, I mean, Adrian, although he flew over, he did turn up without his gorgeous twins, so we have to put some marks in the do better next time.
Because I'm sure if you had 2 one-year-old twins, you'd also put them on a fucking... In fact, you won't even got on a fucking plane before you criticise my Adrian. All right?
I would go on a boat, though.
He's also one of the only Thanes.
So lots of foot pictures.
So he's one of my favourite people.
All the toes.
Is what we're saying.
All the toes.
Thanes and Aces are my favourite people. And now Huskarls. Carl. Huskarls. Right. Anyway, this is going to devolve now. Yeah, Austria, see? Austria's close, it doesn't count. I've just told you about people that came from America, Mandy, okay? I flew to fucking America.
America.
Fuck yeah. I flew all the way to California just to hang out with Titans, right? Get Liam to Vegas. Don't start that
And
now.
you went to Canada.
Hey, Nurgle Matt's here. Welcome, Nurgle Matt. You're a legend, right? What? I went to Canada, yeah.
And you went to Canada.
For more gaming.
And you went to, what's that place called with the monkeys? And the caves? With the airplane that sort of lands on the beach. What's that called?
Gibraltar.
Just waiting for Ed Corsair's time in the sun.
I don't think it's coming. I don't think it's coming. Get them into the plane, says Nurgle Matt. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that's a problem. Oh, amazing.
Oh.
What's that?
You might need to be another text military
What?
person.
Oh, William, we've been there. Right. I don't think it works, though.
Why?
Because he's in the American army.
Oh. Who is it that you are, Brigadier?
Brigadier Dempsey.
Yeah, who is it?
That might be John De Silva in chat.
Oh, has the missus ever found out?
Well, I hope not. He's leaving the army now, so he'll be all right.
Brigadier Dempsey.
He's right on that one, loose.
I'll tell you that story in a moment. If he's listening, because sometimes he listens, you make sure you've got your headphones in, John. Because the last time I talked about that, you went, "Did you want my fucking headphones?" And if she'd have heard that, there's a problem. I am right on that one. She won't even get on a plane. I want to take Luce to America.
GW are a great company but are not very good to their customers. Eventually they will run out of rope and annoy customers. You are many things, but you are far from stupid. Sorry for the flights.
I'm joking, Guy. Don't be sorry about that, man. I'm joking.
If you can get my convince my CO that it's a family emergency, I would go.
So what John did is when we met, he then saved me in his phone as Brigadier Dempsey because he's in the army, and then he asked me if I could send him a text message that said that he was required from work. He was required to attend this event, and it was team building and tactical training. It's a fucking 40k GT team, right? So I texted him. And I was like, this will be a laugh. And he actually used the text message and she went, oh, if you've got to go, you've got to go. It's work. I was like, I feel like I'm in danger now. Like, if she ever finds out, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble, yeah. I'm joking, by the way, Kai. I don't think it was a flex. It's just in the one. I'm happy today. I'm in a good mood today, right? So don't you worry about it. Easton, thank you for the 10. You absolute fucking hero. Now I'm just thinking of Winters' Gibraltar vlog video where he just seemed drunk the entire time. I mean, he was. That's exactly what he was, Sangari God. And it might have been partly my fault because I might have been constantly feeding him cider the whole time. So I was talking to Brian from Titans recently, who he said that every time they do Warhammer Fest, it's his wife's birthday, so he can't go.
Oh.
And I was like, oh. I'm ready to play the top trump card. So every time it's LVO, it's my wife's birthday, so I can't go. And when it's Warhammer Fest, it's my fucking wedding anniversary. Card down. And then he said, I'll tell you what we'll do then, Lim, is we just go to LVO together. Our wives can mingle. I've tried that one. Tried it. Meg offered, Ryan. She's having none of it.
I'm having none of it. Stranger
none
danger.
of it.
I'm not doing
I feel like this says more about his wife than just about Brigadier Liam. Ooh, I'm not saying anything. He already admitted he's wrong, so that weight is off his chest and he's feeling better now. I was wrong. Look, the chat title, the video title says I was wrong, Mandy. Because I think big people have to be able to accept that they're wrong. It makes you a better person by saying you were wrong, okay? I think that's always the truth. Like, I can sit here and go, no, World Eaters are still shit. But I've probably proved with the games that I'm playing. There's another battle report coming to YouTube, pre-recorded battle report coming to YouTube on Saturday morning, right? And I'm using World Eaters in that one as well. I think we can unequivocally say right now that I was wrong about how good or bad this Codex is going to be. And I have used Angron in every single one so far because we don't have enough units at the moment to not run Angron. So I've used him in every single one so far. And I was wrong about him as well. I mean, I still don't think we'll ever see Angron at top tables. I feel like top table World Eaters will always be Lord Invocastus as the Warlord, or Lord Avocado as the Warlord, as everyone's calling him. But Angron won't be top tables, but I still think he could see competitive play. I was wrong about him. I thought he was absolute toilet, but bringing him back on Blood Tithe points is a real problem for people. A real problem. So, you know. What are you wrong about, says Warsmith Olgear. Look at the title of the video. I'm hoping to bring some very nice alcohol to GHG for people to try. Can't bring much, though. That's fine. Just don't give it to Paddy, because he'll throw it down the fucking stairs.
they already serve alcohol on the premises, so...
Yeah, but we were gifted it, and we took it off the premises in sealed bottles.
Oh, okay.
We weren't drinking it on the premises.
No, can't drink it on the premises.
Yeah. Make sure you upload a video on time. Thanks, Lehman. Thank you. You sold your soul, Will, says Dave B to who? What's Will done? What's he done? Wife giving me the green light for LVO, just saying, all right, rub it in. The amount, after the little LVO video that we did where I was like, I can't go, the amount of people that messaged me going, oh, I've just been told I'm allowed to go. I was like, fuck you all. Fuck you all. Anyway, right, you beautiful people. Lucy's going to get her fact book out, and I'm going to get ready to turn on the little, whatchamacallit. In the meantime, I have a magic button to press. You've got a minute, right? You've got a minute, chat. Because Easton's 10 gifted memberships took us to 103 gifted members, 103 members. Steve's then just become a Hasir. Steve, that will get you access to the Great Hall Discord server. If you want all of our members-only content, we need to go up to Skull tier. But that will get you access to the Discord server, so please make sure you get yourself in Discord. Come and join us. It does mean that we are a £100 giveaway to happen tonight. I've still got 2 to get through, and YouTube money's coming in soon. So soon I'm going to get YouTube paid, then fucking pay out 300 quid in vouchers straight away. That means that you just have to chat in chat whilst Lucy does her fact. You've not got long. You're gonna have to just do it while she does her fact, and once she's finished her fact, I'm gonna draw it. You've got seconds, team, seconds to put a comment in there. If you're not a member, don't bother. If you're not a member, you can't win. But if you are a member, comment in chat, and you will get a £100 voucher. If you're in the UK or EU, it'll be Element Games. If you're somewhere abroad, I will currency convert it, and you'll get the currency equivalent of £100. So if you're in the US, I'll convert to US dollars. If you're in New Zealand, you might get half a box. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? You got yourself a fact sorted?
Yeah.
Go on then.
The number 40 is the only number that is spelt with letters arranged in alphabetical order. How many of us are now going?
Oh, that's exactly what I'm doing.
E, F, yeah. G, H, I, J, K, O, yeah, O, U, O, yeah. Yeah, it is.
We've gone from 40 eligible winners from the normal people chatting to over 100 in seconds. Right, are you ready, team? There's a couple more just coming in now who are commenting in chat. Fucking hell, this thing's moving quick. This is what it's like to be a good streamer. I'm going to hit it. I'm going to hit it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
12,
1.
40.
Roll it. Jeremy Blankenship. I love Jeremy. Jeremy has followed the channel for fucking ages.
Since Moorhammer?
And I think so, yes. And he used to, he always used to put a big comment on every single video that I did. What a legend. What a legend. Jeremy, you have won it. So if you DM me on Discord or reach out to me somehow, right, you'll get yourself a £100 voucher, which I will convert to US dollars for you. You absolute hero, right? You absolute legend. He, like I said, he's been a channel. I love it when this sort of shit happens. He's been a channel supporter forever. So it's super nice when someone like him wins it. So thank you. And Steve upgraded his membership to Gold. He wants some of that sweet members only content. What a legend.
Oh, someone's found a hole in my fact.
I beg your pardon?
Bullfisher, only up to a certain number.
Well, what's the other number then?
Well, it's Spurious Fact Book. So if anyone's in here,
hang on. If he is going to criticise, which is a different one?
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, Paul. Tell us which one it is. Jeremy says, I have been here since Moorhammer. There you go. See, told you.
We got nowhere to be. We can wait.
He said, grinning like an idiot right now. Come on, Paul. Give us that number then. Go on. Tell us which one. Tell me how 7,368 is better. I'll wait. I won't wait. I'm lying. I'm going to go offline in a minute because Joe and I are filming all day tomorrow. Filming for DZ, streaming in the evening. I think I'm playing Brom though, so you know.
Oh, I'll see you on Saturday then.
Yeah. No, because Joe and I are hoping to do some. We're hoping to go into our gaming channel, link in the video description below, for some DMZ on Friday afternoon.
For some dums nuts.
That's what we're going to be doing. Shit, son. We're going to do that on. We're going to do that on Friday, hopefully for a couple of hours. If you like gaming content, but more importantly, if you like hearing me and Joe waffle nonsense and take the piss out of each other, then you can check out the video description below. There's a link to our other channel. which is a brand new channel. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, and it's fucking hard. So we can monetize that one as well. And that's one that I'm probably going to share the revenue with Joe, because I'm just trying to help him out a little bit more as well. So if you can check that channel out, we just sit here chatting nonsense. So people seem to like it. Someone put a lovely, on Monday we were streaming, and someone put an incredible comment on and was like, I feel like I could literally watch Liam and Joe do anything.
Oh.
Like, they're just entertained with them doing anything. And I was like, anything?
I've misread Mandy's comment. She put, how's your walking going, Liam? I thought she put, how's your wailing going? And I thought, oh, Mandy.
So
it doesn't stop.
She did put wailing to start with. So, right. It's not going at the moment at all. So with the... right. This is going to sound like a terrible excuse.
What, that you're not walking?
Because I started in New Year's doing more exercise, and now I've stopped. After about a month, and with what's going on in the economic world, and with looking at revenue figures for the website DZ, for YouTube, etc., I have, Luce will tell you, I've ploughed so much time into making content and working on the business. I haven't done any walking, if I'm honest, Manny.
Well,
it would be rude of me to sit here and say, yeah, I'm doing it every day. Look how fit I am. But different vowel, not fit, different vowel.
You are well fit to me. So, done. Box ticked. You don't need to walk.
Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you people have enjoyed this particular stream. We've hit nearly, I think at one point we peaked at 400 people.
Oh, you're contagious. Somebody else has said I may have been wrong. 40 is the only number.
It takes a big man to admit it.
Takes a big man, Paul.
Takes a big man, Paul.
Massive number.
Right, you heroes. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you have enjoyed this and you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please do. If you haven't already hit that like button, please do. 300 people still in chat and 238 likes. Everyone smash that like button before you leave for me, please. I wonder if we can get to 300 before we turn the stream off. Tomorrow night at 7:30 is another live game of 40k, and I think we're doing Arcs of Omen Grand Tournament tomorrow, and I think it's me and Bron with Joe on the deck, so you can send in your big colourful postcards to wind up little Jojo. Friday will be 40k After Dark in the evening, but if you do want to just listen to me and Joe not take Call of Duty too seriously, because we're not any of those try-hard computer gaming people, then you can hang out with us on our other channel, but you have to go and subscribe to that one as well. The weekend I'm at a GT, so if you're anywhere near Factorum and you're not already playing, feel free to just jump in and say hello. I'll be there, and hopefully I'll be playing as well. And I'm kind of hoping right now. I'm only taking World Eater secondaries no matter who I play against, so I'm there to have a laugh, right? So my undefeated record will change this weekend. And then on Monday, I'm going to have another Marathon Monday. There we go. And that's what we've got coming up for you beautiful people. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Luce, is there anything you want to add before we go?
Would you like a cup of tea?
Yeah, I think I would, actually.
Off to bed, lad.
Off to bed, lad. Thank you, Dave, for the final super chat. You beautiful people. I love you dearly. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. I can't not say thank you to someone. David Gaither just jumped in there and gifted 10 more memberships. What a legend. Thank you, David. Thank you. You're a hero. Love you dearly. Now we're saying goodbye. Goodbye again.
Bye.